Well, hello there, it's Simone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to give you a quick overview and a little bit more in-depth look into my two project notebooks. I am using those for specific topics that I have realized need a little bit more space than just a planner where I plan the rest of my life as well. These I do not consider planners in the small sense of being a planner where I write my to-do lists for the day and then plan my appointments and all that. These are more long-term planning, planning out things I want to do. They are planners, but I really like the term project notebooks. Let's just say it. I did not purchase anything for those. I just went into my stash and picked notebooks that I had. I know that I enjoy B6 size, especially for planning. So I knew that this might be a good choice for that. I also knew after I had already started using a Field Notes notebook, which I realized was too small, that I wanted something bigger than Field Notes. So I found this. This is A5 Slim. Let me check where I have an A5 notebook. So this is about maybe 1 centimeter smaller than actual A5 size. I love A5 size, and so I knew that this size would probably work really well for what I wanted to use it for. Okay, so now that I talked about the notebooks, I got this from work, but the company that makes it is Journal Books. So I don't know if this is something that you can get anywhere. If I find them on Amazon, let's just make that statement here. I will link it in the description box below. Both of those, this one is a Stalogy, take fountain pens really well, which was very surprising for me because I had used a Stalogy in a 6 size previously, and it did not work for my fountain pens that I used at that time, and I was super frustrated with it and let the fountain pen usage go because I just couldn't make them work. But in this Stalogy, my fountain pens write. They do not bleed through, they do not ghost. Well, some of them ghost, but it's not super bad. So I was really surprised at that fact because I did not expect that to happen. But it's awesome because I am using fountain pens in both of those notebooks. The cover that I have on here is one that I won in a giveaway, and I have really come to love this. It is by Kelsey Creates on Instagram. I love the closure. It's easy to open and close. The only thing that might be disturbing, or because it goes down here, but here it is stiff. If that doesn't bother you, you would be probably totally fine. So that works. I chose this notebook. It is the 365 Stalogy because this is my YouTube planner, and this is not something that is done at the end of the year. I can use this over multiple years, and it's probably even good to use this over multiple years because then I can reference back what I have already done, analyze what worked, what didn't work, and all that. So I think in due time I will finish this up. And then this one is for my year of making. If you don't follow me over on Ko-fi yet, this is where I share about all of that experience. I have decided that in my 45th year, or after my birthday on February 1st, I turned 45 that it is about time to actually decide whether I wanted to be an artist or not. And instead of just wanting to become one, I would make art so that I can actually see if that is something that I want to do. That was the start, and I know how this sounds. Either you are an artist and you consider yourself one, or you are not one. That is some of the viewpoints. But ever since I was a child, I never felt adequate to be an artist. And so that was always a thought. How do you become an artist? And so that's what I'm exploring. I put this pep talk from Brandy Kincaid on here because it is just so good to know that every time I'm stuck, that I can always begin again, especially with art and especially with being afraid of making art. That is something that I need to remember. Both of those notebooks do not have numbered pages, which is not the best. So I just went ahead and started numbering them myself. I'm using both in a very, very similar way. That's why I am sharing them in one video. I don't think it is justified to make two different videos because you could apply the way that I'm using these to many different projects. So let me talk about my YouTube notebook first. I always love seeing monthly overviews first. Let me show you one that isn't. I try to publish one video on Wednesdays and Sundays. I often published, not necessarily right now, Sunday chats, longer videos, more in-depth, more chatty, and then some kind of creative journal with me or other thing on Wednesday. And so I really like seeing the month like that, because then I can plop those videos down here and plan out what I still need to film, what I still need to edit. For instance, when I make a planner update, that's usually the first Sunday in a month. So what other videos can I group and gather around those? I have just started using these sticky notes. This is just cut apart. I don't have them with me right now. And plumping them in here so that I don't have to erase them. And then if I wanted to make another vlog, I actually have it and I don't have to write it in there and I can move it along. And only when I actually filmed one can I write it in here with my pencil. I use pencil in the monthlies because it just changes all the time. Sometimes I feel like I want to publish or film a video that is more time sensitive than another one, so I just publish a video at a later date, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I have monthly overviews until June, and then I have several lists depending on what lists I think I need. Notes to a certain video, timestamps. Where is that? Here. So on February 1st, I filmed a birthday vlog. I wanted to link all of those things. I wanted to timestamp the different things that I talked about. And so while I was rewatching the video, I kept this open and took notes along the way. If I want to film a video that is longer, like my Q1 update, before I actually sit down and film the video, I make notes on what I actually want to talk about and in what order I would like to talk about those things. Yeah, and so every time I need to think, I come here. Every time I need to take notes on a video, I come here. I plop down video ideas. I make a weekly to-do list. In order to make videos happen, I need to do things. And so I have all of my video notes, video ideas, my plan, my monthly overview here. I write down the things that I should be doing during that week or that I would love to do. And then I take them from here and put them in here. And at the end of the week, when I plan the next week, I come back here and determine what is the next stuff that I need to do. So I grab this not on a daily basis, but more on a whenever it is needed and when I make my weekly to-do list for my planner. I started writing things down, like videos that I would like to publish during that specific month. But it is not necessarily something that could happen, because this is basically the view that I go off of. And so having those ideas, things that I would like to film or publish in that month, having those here helps. I think that is all I want to say about my YouTube notebook. I'm not actively using the index, so I'm not indexing a lot. I enjoy using fountain pens, especially since I write a bit more than I would usually write in another journal in one sitting. I like using fountain pens more because it just the way I hold them, the way I grip them is more relaxed than I would with a ballpoint pen or gel pen or something like that. This is basically set up the exact same way. I did not think I needed monthly overviews. I then, after a while, decided that I do enjoy them, and so I made them on my Rhodia dot grid paper. I have a notepad and I just glue them in here. And I made one for February and March, found that I like them, and then I made another one for April. And I will just stick them in as I go. These are things that I might index so I can find them more easily, but I can also just use this bookmark so that I can open it up to the week or the month that I'm working in right now. It's just easier for me to grasp how long a month is, when I posted something on Ko-fi about my year of making and what I would like to do next. I started squaring, not circling, my days that I am not at work in the morning so that I can play the dice game. If you do not know about the dice game, check out my video on rainbows. And I'm not sure if I have already published another one. I don't know. But that is something that helps me make art. So I would love to use one of those days that I am not working every week to play the dice game. Not many, but one, and then be able to actually create art, because that's what I would love to do in my year of making. I usually put down a weekly to-do list right here, and then I'm just writing. I transferred, basically I started here with all of my things, and it was just too tiny for what I was thinking or wanting to do, and it held me back in formulating my thoughts. And so I decided I needed a bigger book. Maybe I can put it in like that. No. Okay, well then. And then I transferred some of the things that I might want to elaborate on here, but I haven't done that yet. So sometimes it's just empty. I write down reflections, thoughts I had on how the month went. I wasn't able to gather any thoughts on this, so I just let it go. And I just use this for any notes, any ideas, any thoughts that are related to art, to what I am creating at the moment. And so, yeah, that's how this works. Again, this works with fountain pens, as you can see. The paper is quite smooth, so they glide on the paper really well. And unfortunately, I don't have any here. You can see it's a little bit of, it's not even ghosting here. You can see through, but what paper can you not? It has to be really thick. This is quite thick. Yeah, maybe we can call this ghosting, but it's definitely not bleeding through. And it doesn't really matter what kind of pen and ink I'm using. Most of those inks and pens are safe. Yeah, if you have any questions on those project notebooks, please leave them in the description box below. I don't think they are super amazing or they're anything special, but I wanted to show you that it is totally valid to have a project notebook, and they don't have to be anything special in order to work for you. You can just use whatever and start making lists and figuring out your thoughts about a project in order to make it work. It doesn't have to be a planner. It doesn't have to be a special book, and you don't have to have monthlies in there. You don't have to follow a special method just to put your thoughts onto the paper. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. If you're still watching, I'm so glad you are here. You are the reason why I'm making those videos, and I would love to see you soon. I think goodbye is in order. See you soon.